Now on 767 News. Government of Dominica offers citizenship to Chinese nationals investing $200,000 in the island. Local medical practitioners to benefit from Healthy Caribbean Coalition's hypertension workshop. And lack of burial space concerns local priests. Welcome to this week's weekend edition of 767 News, Dominica's #1 news source. I am Rima Alfred. When 767 News returns, we'll bring you the latest updates and developments on the island.
Be part of the excitement. Tune in to the Tiny Green Show every other Monday on Digicel Play TV, Channel 3.
First up this news time, Prime Minister Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit is offering Chinese investors the chance to purchase Dominican citizenship at a cost of $200,000. According to a story from the China Business News website, on Wednesday, Honorable Skerrit visited China to find applications for its citizenship by investment program. Press attaché to the Prime Minister Daryl Titt on Tuesday, March 24th, communicated to the media that the Prime Minister was the head of a high-level delegation to Asia. During that trip, it was reported that Prime Minister Skerrit was expected to address investors in Beijing and Shanghai, to promote investment opportunities in Dominica and to discuss projects geared towards the economic development of the nation. Amid economic difficulties such as pest encroachment on banana plantations, insufficient tourism, and lingering effects of the financial crisis in 2008, the country's Passport for Sale program aims to increase government revenues, reduce debts, and rebuild the country's economy, according to China Business News. The Prime Minister said interested parties can immigrate to Dominica by either submitting an application directly to the government or by obtaining citizenship with a minimum investment of $200,000. Prime Minister Skerrit also said that applications would not be taxed on their property and that there would be no regulations on capital gains and no language requirements. When questioned on whether he was concerned about corrupt Chinese officials or businessmen illegally transferring their property to Dominica, he said that applications for citizenship will be approved only after comprehensive investigation and that the program was not established for criminals from China or the United States. Prime Minister Skerrit expects that foreign investment would create more job opportunities for the domestic population, boost the development of the tourism industry, and facilitate infrastructure, construction, and energy programs. The Dominica Economic Citizenship Program was established in 1993. In other news, members of the Dominica Diabetes Association, along with selected members of the medical service in Dominica, took part in a hypertension-focused workshop in St. Joseph on Wednesday, April 1st, 2015. The workshop, titled Blood Pressure Control Through Community Action, is a regional initiative funded by the Government of Australia in collaboration with the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, in an effort to improve their knowledge and abilities in aiding patients with the said disease. Sir Trevor Hassel, president of the Healthy Caribbean Coalition, said the focus of this organization is geared at getting Caribbean people to take action in addressing health concerns.
And it really is aimed at empowering people of the Caribbean to take positive action to address the many concerns which are affecting the people of the region, the chronic diseases. And I'll just remind you what these chronic diseases are. They're heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and certain lung conditions. And we're so concerned about these conditions because throughout the Caribbean, they account for some 7 out of every 10 deaths in the Caribbean.
Hassel said Dominica is among 5 Caribbean countries to benefit from this workshop.
We selected then 5 Caribbean countries and 5 organizations. The Heart Foundation of Jamaica is one organization. The Dominica Diabetes Association is another. There's an organization in Haiti known as FADIMAC that we also identified. And then the St. Lucia Diabetes and Hypertension Association. And also the Lion Club of St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
President of the Dominica Diabetes Association, Marvelyn Birmingham, said the St. Joseph Health District was specifically targeted for this workshop because of the limited access to the healthcare facilities in that part of the country.
The St. Joseph Health District again was targeted because of its vulnerability and the fact that many of the people living within that area may not have access to healthcare or equal access to healthcare. And I'm talking about the communities of Taru, Layu Park, Miro, Onrachet. These are very large communities with no health center and no resident nurse. Now the people access health services at the St. Joseph Health Center. But as you will probably agree with me, that if you live in Miro Park, you don't have the same access to the health center and to the nurses as a person living within St. Joseph itself. So we've targeted these people for that particular purpose, and the screening will take place where we will be looking at screening for hypertension, checking their blood pressures, and if there is any elevated blood pressure, we will refer these people to the doctor at the health center for continued management.
The workshop was attended by 24 medical and non-medical professionals at the St. Joseph Health Center. In more stories, French national Marc Hillet sought to partner with a French prosthetic company in an effort to provide amputees in Dominica with prosthetic body parts through the Dominique Association of Persons with Disabilities. Hillet, who has been an amputee since 26, said he had been lucky to receive a prosthetic leg after he had lost part of his right leg in an accident nearly 21 years ago. It was following that incident when he decided to give back to the disabled amputees on island.
When I came 2 years ago, I realized I was lucky to get 2 legs. I only have one, but I was with my legs, my prosthetic. And I've seen so many people without leg in Dominica, so I was really surprised. And I started to talk with Frederic, and I asked her, what can I do for them? Because I know when I go to the prosthetic company in France, when they change my leg, they take it and they throw it away. So it was sad for me, to know that. And I come in Dominica, I see so many people like that, and I say, I want to do something, I want to try something. So I asked to the company, the French company, if they can save some prosthetic arms or stuff like that for me to send them in Dominica.
Hillet's brother, who is also an amputee, is assisting with the project. According to Hillet, he is very proud of his brother for assisting him and hopes that a bond can be formed through the French-Dominican partnership. Hillet presently resides in Miro, Dominica. He has so far directed and produced 2 French films on the life of amputees along with his colleagues who struggle with some disability.
I have a friend who stays in France. He missed one arm and he's paralyzed on the other side. And 12 years ago we made a movie in the Caribbean island. We rent a sailing boat and we cross all the channel until St. Lucia, and we stop in Dominica, of course. So we was there 12 years ago and we made a movie. And now this is another movie 12 years later, what I've done with my life, what I am doing now 12 years later, you know. So I leave the France, I come, I have my boat in Guadeloupe, and I bought a piece of land in Mero, so I changed my life, and I changed a lot since 12 years.
The film, which will feature staff at the DAPD, is expected to be played during Reggae on the Beach at Romance Cafe in Mero on Easter Sunday. Up next, lack of adequate burial space raises concerns, and DADP benefits from local partnership. More details when 767 News returns.
Let's see how easy it is to play Powerball and win. Simply select 4 numbers from 1 to 30 and a Power Pick number from 1 to 5, and that's it. You have just selected your winning numbers for Powerball. Or just get a quick pick and let the machine select your lucky numbers for you. Remember, Powerball is drawn every Wednesday and Saturday from 9 p.m. Powerball from the Dominica National Lottery.
Be part of the excitement. Tune in to the Tiny Green Show every other Monday on Digicel Play TV, Channel 3.
Thanks for staying with us. Lack of adequate burial space at some cemeteries on island is causing concern, particularly for priests and pastors conducting burial ceremonies. Just today, Thursday, Catholic priest Father Coffey expressed distaste following the funeral of Davidson Daisy on Monday, March 30th, where he said that the remains of body parts and bones of someone else were unearthed during the burial. According to Father Coffey, no one, especially the bereaved, should witness such a thing, noting that the Catholic Church recognizes the dignity of a people from the womb to the tomb. He said this is not the first time that he was witnessed such a thing. But even more than public opinion, he noted, is the public's health. He said that if funeral proceedings are treated differently for persons buried in the public cemetery, it could lead to health hazards as well. Father Coffey spoke specifically about the lack of graveyard space at the Massac and Roseau cemeteries. In the past, formal requests have been made to close the Massac Cemetery as it had reached its capacity of body count. To date, no official word has been publicly given on the status of that cemetery in question. In more stories, today, April 2nd, marks the end of the Lenten season and the beginning of Easter celebrations. On February 18th, denominations across the world entered the Lenten season in observation of the days that led up to Jesus' crucifixion and resurrection, when Christ spent 40 days and nights in the desert. Observers of the season were required to give up something that they considered a sin, as it is believed that this would bring them closer to God and give them extra time to focus on charitable causes. During this period, abstinence from all animal products, including fish, eggs, and milk sourced from animals, is practiced. Following the Lenten season, the recognition of Jesus' death on Good Friday, April 3, 2015, is observed leading up to the Easter season, when many celebrate Jesus' resurrection from the dead. Easter is said to be Christianity's most important holiday. In more stories, Federico R., owner of Romance Cafe in Mero, has partnered with the Dominican Association of Persons with Disabilities to assist the association in raising funds for its daily operations. The agreement, which will be formally signed on Monday, April 13th, during the DAPD's 31st annual general meeting, will serve the DAPD for the next 5 years, as it continues plans for collaborating with social partners to advance the association's goals. Natalie Murphy, Executive Director of DAPD, spoke with the media on Thursday about the details of the agreement.
Today we are going to begin a partnership which we hope will last for at least 5 years in the first instance. We have with us friends from Romance Cafe, which is a restaurant or whatever cafe located in Mero, and they have approached us to do a number of activities, projects, and programs with them.
The first event to be hosted is dubbed Reggae on the Beach and will take place on Easter Sunday, April 5th at the Mero Beach. Reggae on the Beach was created by UR several years ago to allow the community of Mero to become the mecca of reggae in Dominica.
We approach the association, which is the official association, and I met Natalie, and that was it. That means to meet a phenomenal lady like that, you go for it. That's it. So this year, I decide that Romance Cafe will enter in partnership for 5 years, because I'm not a short-term person. In business, I think it is long-term, so 5 years at least. And this event will be donated to DAPD for all the profit. And as well, there is a big raffle taking place from today, but you will be able to buy your tickets on site, and even a week after, because the prize will be only taking place on the 13th, when we will sign our contract together.
The event will include performances by Nelly Starr, Harry Moe, Felix Trevi, Atunya, Firebright, Cornell Phillip, and members of DAPD. According to UR, the staff at Romance Cafe has also embarked on a project to make the beach more accessible to persons with disabilities.
I decided on the side of reggae on the beach, which is already dedicated to DAPD now, to make my beach friendly, accessible to persons with different ability. So that means that it's a logistic. So for Sunday, everything will be ready. We will have 10 buses coming from all over the island, which Romance Cafe, organize with Madame Murphy. The cost is for me. I have no problem with that. They will come and jam with us. And that means that we will have ramp. We will have a possibility to be on the sand with wheelchair. We have my friend Arden, who is making a good job and making me all that possible, with stage for the artists, stage, dancing floor all over to make it friendly access for wheelchair. And we will have a great fun.
Reggae on the Beach begins at 2 p.m. and will end at 8 p.m. All donations will be handed over to the Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities. That's it for local news. We'll be back with the recap of tonight's newscast after this break.
Fresher foods, bold flavors, more time. Get it all with appliances from Quartz. Purchase any appliance $999 and over. You can be a weekly winner of $200 cash. Plus, purchase any Mabe appliance and win $11,000 in prizes of your choice. Shop with Quartz Ready Finance and pay absolutely nothing for 60 days. So find the solutions for your kitchen and laundry only at Quartz, bringing value home.
Welcome back. And now for a recap of tonight's headline stories. Government of Dominica offers citizenship to Chinese nationals investing $200,000 in the island. Local medical practitioners to benefit from Healthy Caribbean Coalition's hypertension workshop. And lack of burial space concerns local priests. That's all for now. Until next week. Drop us an email, friend us on Facebook, and be sure to like our 767 News page. From all of us on the 767 News production team, I am Rima Alfred. Thanks for watching.